Good evening, everyone. So, as part of the class, we were talking PHP with MySQL. Now, today class we discuss about how to connect the MySQL database with PHP. So, in previous class, we started understanding the PHP variables, data types. These we were completed. Now, we will see the operators, PHP operators. So these are the kind of operators available inside the this PHP scripting language. So arithmetic operators, assignment operators, and comparison operators, increment, decrement, logical, string, array, and conditional. So we'll see one by one here. Class 11. Yeah, now see the arithmetic operators. Addition, under the arithmetic operators, we have different kinds of operators here. Addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, modulus, and exponentiation. So addition requires two variables, subtraction requires two variables, multiplication requires two variables. Now see the symbol addition takes the operator, this plus operator, and subtraction will take the minus operator. Multiplication will take the asterisk, this is a multiplication operator symbol, and this is the forward slash, and this is a percentile symbol for modulus, and this is two asterisk symbols for exponentiation. Now these are the comparison operators. So this is equal for comparing two values. And this is identical. And this is not equal. To compare two values, which one is equal and not equal, that purpose. This is greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. So these are the some operators, and under the increment and decrement, this is an increment operator and this is a decrement operator, and this is the variable. This is a variable and this is a variable. So this is when the operator is before the variable, that is called pre-increment. When the operator is after the variable, that's called post-increment. The similar way decrement. When the operator is before the variable, this is called pre-decrement. When the operator is after the variable, this is called post-decrement. And after that, logical operators, these are all, and or XR, and operator or operator, XR operator. So these are the operators. So to operate with to work with any value, we require one operator. That is the reason behind these operators. Now coming to control statements, PHP have the different kinds of control statements, or you can say conditional statement. Conditional statements, or you can say control statements. Now see the first control statement or conditional statement is if control statement. This is the if keyword, this opening brace and closing brace. This is the block. Now inside this, curly braces, whatever we write, that is called statements inside this block. This is called block. This is called block. So here if keyword, what is the job of the if keyword here? If keyword here say, they return two values here, 5 greater than 3. So as per mathematics, the 5 greater than 3 or not, it has to check by this if condition, if keyword. So if the condition true, this statement will be executed. If the condition false, then it will return to the control. So this is if control statement. If control statement. This is one more way here. So previous example, we have used the variable directly. Here we are using, previous example, we have used the constant directly. Here we are using variable. Instead of the constant directly, we are using the variable. See here, t direct, we are using here. T actually is a variable holding the 14 is a constant. So t is a variable, it's a holding the value for 14. Okay. So here, t less than 20. So what actually it's doing here, it is 14 less than 20. So it's a 14 less than 20. The condition is the condition true or false. 14 less than 20. Condition is true. The statement will be printed or displayed on the console. So if you want, you can check this. So this is, I'm going to change this. Instead of 14, you write 25 and you click here. So it's not displaying anything. So the reason is the condition is false. Again, you change the value, the condition 10. Again, click on run. So that is to display the statement. So this is the use of the control statements. There are different control statements are available. This is if control statement. Then see if else control statement. If else this is, there are two blocks will be there here. Here two blocks will be there. You check this. Here two blocks will be there. Now see here, this is one block. This is one block. And this is one block. Two blocks are there. So this T is holding. The condition true, this block will get executed. If the condition false, if the condition, this condition false, and this block will be get executed. So that is the purpose of the if else control statement. Next kind of control statement is if else if. If else if. Next control statement is switch control statement is there. Switch control statement will follow the different case numbers here. So when you have a chance to display or select a choice, when you have a chance to select a choice, the switch control statement is the best control statements to apply on those different kinds of choices. So, an example you see here, the variable is FABV color, that is red. and it's checking the condition here, which case is matching with this variable's holding value. So this case is matching. So your favorite color is red, is white. So these are switch control statement. The next concept is loops. PHP is having different kinds of loops here. Different kinds of loops here. See, while loop is there, do while is there, for loop is there, for each loop is there. While loop is there. So we'll see one by one. This is a while loop. So your while loop is having is also taking a condition. Check here. So you check this. Here initial value, the variable initial value is 1. So in first time it will check the condition with 1 less than 6. The condition is true. The condition is true. So it display I value, that is 1. This is. Next, it will increment the value I plus plus, it will increment I means 2. So in place of 1, it will store 2. Again, check the condition 2 less than 6. So 2 will be printed. So till it will print 5. So when the 5 is incremented, the 2 gone, 6, and the 6 less than 6. Now the condition is false. 6 less than 6, condition is false. So like this, it will evaluate the logics by using different kinds of control statements. There's different kinds of requirements are there. So as per that, it take the help of different kinds of control statements. Different kinds of control statements. So while loop, then after do while loop is there. Do while loop is also same. After displaying some statements, it will check the condition. So there will be one statement compulsory it will display. Then after that, it will check, it will display the statements based on the condition, based on this condition. So here one statement will be displayed here. So initially I will be displayed 1, and after that the condition it will check the condition. You see this once. See here I will be displayed once. So like this in do while statement, one value, initial value will be displayed always. Initial value will be displayed always. Next for loop is for loop, for loop. For loop is having three types of expressions in its syntax. The syntax. This is one expression, this is one expression, this is one expression. So this expression one is called initialization. This expression 2 is called condition checking, and expression 3 is called increment, or you can call decrement. Increment or decrement. Now, text program evaluate. First time it will display the x value 0 here. Second time 0 less than 10. So condition true. Again, it will display the increment 0 plus 1, 1, and 1 less than equal to 10. 1 will be printed. So like this, till number 10 also printed because the statement here is less than or equal to. Is less than or equal to. So the 10 is not a less than 10. 10 is not less than 10, but 10 is equals to 10. That's why it will print 10 also. Will print 10 also. Will print 10 also. So these are the control statement. Then after that, see the functions here. PHP function. What is the use of the function? What is the use of the function? There are different kinds of functions here. So one type of function is built-in functions. We can call predefined functions or built-in functions or base functions. These are available with the PHP. These are available with the PHP. Next type of function is user-defined function. Next type of function is user-defined function. So these user-defined functions can be created with this syntax. User-defined function can be created with the syntax. First is a function keyword. First is a function keyword. Next the function name. Next is the function name. You see here. Function keyword matching, and the function name. The function name is my message here. This is the parameter 1, parameter 2, like this. Here no parameters. So it is up to the program that application requirement whether to take a parameters or not. Whether to take input parameters or not. So this is the PHP functions. The next type is arrays. Arrays will store the similar kind of elements under one name, similar kind of elements under one name. So previously what we did, we used to store the values. We used to store the values with different variable names. But here in arrays, we are storing the values with one array name, one single identifier. One single identifier. And that will be stored all these types of arrays. Means it will store all the types of different values with one name. So these are all basic concepts which are covered under the PHP. The next one is MySQL database. So what is MySQL database here? It's a database name. MySQL is what? Database name. Database name. If you want to install, you can install the MySQL by using this link. You can use the link. So after this, to work with the MySQL, you have to give these details in a PHP. The details we have to give server name, we have to give username, we have to give password and DB name. These details we have to provide, and we can create the connection. Create the connection like this. And after creating the connection, you have to check the connection successful or failure like that. So that is the details given in MySQL. MySQL details given in PHP. When the connection is created, we have to close the connection. It is mandatory that we have to close the connection. Close the connection. And to store data in the MySQL, we have to understand how it will store their data in the database. So here, you'll see the example here. See the example here. So create is a keyword mandatory we have to use, and table is a keyword mandatory we have to use. And here this is called table name. This is called what? Table name. That is table name. After that parenthesis, we have to open and close the parenthesis. We have to open and close the parenthesis. So this is 1, this is 2, and this is 3, and this is 4. This is 4. Now inside this, we have to write the table details. What is the kind of data we are trying to store inside the database? Here, see, this is the column name. This is a column name. This is a column name. This is a column name. Registration date is a column name. Current timestamp is a column name. So first we have to write the column names here. First we have to write the column names. First we have to write the column names. After the column names, we have to write one more step here. After the column names. This is a column name. After the column names, we have to write the second step is data type. Here int is a data type, here variable character is a data type that we call it as varchar. And here also variable character, here also varchar. And for the date, we have to write the timestamp here. So this is second step. And third step, inside the, after the data type, inside the parenthesis, we have to mention the size. So what is the size of the characters or input data? Based on that, you have to provide the size here. So I have taken the ID number 6 is provided as a size. Then after that unsigned, no, after that the 6 is a value. And after that 30 is a value, 30 is a value, 50, then timestamp and timestamp. So wherever is required the values, then we have to provide the values, and remaining areas we have to use the uh, MySQL the keywords, MySQL keywords. So this is the query. This is the query to create the database. Create the database. Create the database. So here we need to understand the data types. Here we need to understand the data type. So what is unsigned, what is auto increment, what is primary key, what is a not null, default. These concepts we have to understand. We have to understand. First one, see unsigned. Unsigned data type is used for number types. Used for number types. You see, they have a program. So here 6 is what? Number. So that's why they used. You can use int also here. You can use int also. See here, username is given, server name is given, username is given, password given, and DB name is mydb. So here, the SQL create table, how to create table is also given. How to create the table is also given. Here, checking the condition by using the if control statements. In earlier class, what we understood is control statement or conditional statements. So their purpose is checking the condition. Yeah. Connection is greater than a query. So you're checking the condition. If the condition is true, this statement will be executed. If the condition false, this statement gets executed. So after that, finally, we have to close the connection. You have to close the connection. You have to close the connection. This is a MySQL. This is a MySQL. After that, insert data. How to insert data? So we have created the table schema we created. Table structure is got created. Now into that table, we have to enter the data or we have to insert the data. You have to insert the data. So how to insert the data? Again, there is a syntax. Again, there is a syntax. Check here. Here, insert keyword is there. So insert keyword is mandatory here. And into this is a mandatory insert into this is a table name. So whatever the table name you have given for the query, the table name you have to write here. So as it is without any mistakes. And after that, you have to write the different column names. What are the column names available in the table? And after that, we have to use the values keyword and different values. So this is the syntax to insert the data into the table. Insert data into the table. So here some kind of rules to be followed. One rule is SQL query must be quoted in PHP. SQL query must be quoted in PHP. So if you check this, SQL query must be quoted in PHP. See here, yeah, this is quoted actually. This is quoted. This file quoted that query is under the quotation. That query is under the quotation mark. So here see, then here also same quotation mark. So that is the SQL query must be quoted in PHP. So that is done. Then string values inside SQL query must be quoted. String values. So insert the string values inside the SQL query must be quoted. Then after numeric values must not be quoted. Numeric values means here, so any kind of mathematical numeric values should not be quoted. Numeric values should not be quoted. They must not be quoted. The word null must not be quoted. The word also null must not be quoted. So these are the kinds of concept when you are working with the MySQL. You are working with the MySQL. Now see the steps here. Here you have to write the connection details. The first step is create the connection. So connection is being created and stored under this variable CYN and form. So for this, these are the input parameters. The input parameters are four. That is server name, username, password, and database name. Server name, username, password, and database name. So after that, they are checking the condition, connection error or not. And after the SQL, here using the insert query. Here using insert query. Insert into the table name is what? My guests. The table name is my guests. Table name is my guests. And after checking the query, checking the connection, that connection is true or not. Then after that, connection is close. Connection is close. Connection is closed. So this is the way of creating the database and inserting the values inside the database, inserting values inside the database. Now see some object-oriented principles here. What is an object and what is a class? In an earlier class, we understood what is the object, what is the class, what is abstraction. Here see classes and objects. So here the class is fruit. Here the class is fruit. The class is here. This is open and close, and here this is open and closed, and this is closed and opened. So this is the class. So what is the class name here? Class name is a fruit. So for the class name, they are taking the variable names are name and color. These are the data members, or you can say properties. You can say properties. And this is a this is a function name. This is the function name, and these two are the parameters. These two are the parameters. And after that, one more method is there. So this is one more method named get details. So what is the details to be accessed? So for that also we have to use one function, or you can say method, that is get details. There is a function, you can say method. So what is an object here? You can define, if you want to define what is an object here. So object can be any kind, any physical entity, we can say. Object can be any physical entity. Yeah, technically we call it as classes are an object. So what are the classes we are taken? We have taken, those are called objects. Those are called objects. Those are called objects. So we can create multiple objects here. We can create multiple objects. We can call, technically we can call them as instances. We can call them as instances. So we can create multiple objects from a class. So as it is, fruit is one class. From this fruit class, we can create multiple objects. We can create multiple objects. So not only one object, we can create multiple objects. So each object will inherit all the properties and methods defined in the class. So meaning is each object inherits all the properties and methods. All the properties and methods. So what does it mean that if you look at this example, here the name is property and color is the property, and the set details is the method. So here the each object inherits properties and methods defined in the class. So what are the methods we defined in the class here? We defined methods, get details method is one, get details method is one. So these two methods we define inside this class. So any object can inherit or can access the property called name, the property called color, the method called set details, the method called get details. So this is the meaning of the inherits. Means you can access from superclass to subclass, superclass to subclass. here. So then next one, what is inheritance? Look at this inheritance here. So inheritance in the scripting language, it allows a child class. It allows a child class. That means this is also one of the class. That's also one of the class. And it inherits all the public and protected properties and methods from a parent class. So there are two classes here. Child class is there, parent class is there. Okay. Child class is there, parent class is there. Child class is there, parent class is there. Yes. Child class is there, parent class is there. If you look at this example, look at this example. In this example, the fruits is the one class. This fruits is one class. Look at this. This is one class. Here open and this is close. Where it is close here. Here it is close. Okay. Here strawberry is one more class. So what it is doing, it is extending the fruit class. That means this class is extending. So when they extend, what will happen when they extend? All of its properties, that means name, color, and this function name called intro can be inherited into this child class. That means we no need to specify again this name, these two properties, and this method, intro method, inside this class. Inside this class. So even though we did not specify this name, the fruit is strawberry, it is displayed. And the color is red, is displayed. So am I a fruit? This is a child class message. This is a parent class message. But here we in the child class, that is in the strawberry class, we have not mentioned any property called name, any property called color, or any method called intro. So even though we did not mention, by just extending this keyword, by using this keyword, extends is a keyword to inherit or to access the parent class properties to the child class. So if you don't write this extends method, it doesn't work. So mandatory, we have to use the extends keyword if you wanted to access the parent class properties to the child class without specifying them in the child class. So this is properties and this is a method. So we have not written inside this class. We have not used it in this class, but even though it is displayed. Example, if you look at this, if you remove this keyword, let's run this. So it is not displaying anything here. See here, when you run, so it is displayed. So that is the use of the extends keyword. That is the use of the extends keyword. Extends keyword. Next one important is what is an abstract class? 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 An abstract class is a class that contains at least one abstract method. At least one abstract method. So an abstract method is the method that is declared but not implemented in abstract class. So what is the meaning of this is there is a class called abstract class. So what is the name of the class? Abstract class. Now this class is having one abstract method. At least that is there is only there is at least one abstract method. So there is abstract class and it is holding the one abstract method. Now abstract what is the job of this abstract method is it is declared but not implemented. Means it is not having any logic. It is having only syntax. It is having only one syntax. It is not having any implementation. So implementation you have to implement. Now look at this example here. This class, this is a class, car class. This class is abstract class. So abstract class. Here there is a method. This is a method. Intro is a method. This is abstract method. So this method is not having any implementation here. Just it is declared. Declared means semicolon will be there. They just declare. There is no implementation. Means what is the logic of this intro method, how it will work. They have not written any, they have not provided any implementation. So you implement how you wanted to implement, you can implement the given like this. Now delete this. Now see here. Now if you look at this, now here, one more class, child class is extends the car class. Here the intro method is there, here they implemented. This is called implementation. So this implementation given by this child class. Because parent class is having only declaration, intro method declaration. So what does child class did here? The child class did by extending the car, extending the superclass, it is implemented this intro method, implemented this called implementation. Now see one more. This is one more child class, extended superclass called car, intro method implemented. These are French examples. So this implementation is different than this implementation. So there are two different types of implementations here. So why? So what abstract method is giving us facilities. So my abstract method is an abstract class without any implementation. It is just declared. So you implement, how do you want it to implement? So they given the facility like that. So that is the abstract. The next one is interfaces. Next one is interfaces. Next one, interfaces. So what is an interface here is, interface are declared with the interface keyword. So here what we have to do, we have to use the keyword called interface. We have to use the keyword called interface. So method declared in interface must be public. So inside the interface, what are the methods you write or that must be public. That must be public. See here, this interface is a keyword. And these methods are this method 1, method 2. These two are public. This is a public. This is a public. So public is a keyword. So anyone can use these methods once it is once it is declared or once it is written in by using public keyword by using public key. So that is the interface. So to implement an interface, so a class must be used the keyword called implements keyword. So this is one more keyword, implements. So this keyword is used by any class which they wanted to implement the interface. Now, example here, see, this is the class, this is a class. It has to write implements keyword, and after that it has to write the interface name. Example, if you look at this interface, animal is an interface. Animal is an interface. So interface is having a method called make sound. This is a method. So here, animal, what is animal? Cat is an animal, child class. So it is implements animal class, animal class, and it uses the sound method, make sound method. So it is implemented the sound called this sound meow. So one more child class called dog. This is a child class, implements the keyword, and the animal is the parent class. Animal is the parent class. And this class is also implemented make sound. This method, make sound method. But the implementation is different. This is oof and this is me. So these two implementations are different. So here the point is to understand the implements keyword must be written or must be used when you are using the class, when you are using the class to implement interface methods. To implement interface methods. So this is a class, this is a class. The implements, here implements is a keyword, here implements is a keyword. Here animal is a superclass, here animal is a superclass. So here this implementation is different. This is implementation. This is different. So here, so this is the interface keyword. So these are the concepts inside the object-oriented programming principles. So we have encapsulation is one more topic. Encapsulation is one more concept. So here encapsulation. So to understand the encapsulation, before that we have to understand the access modifiers. So what are the Access modifiers. So the access modifiers are three access modifiers are there. One is public and protected, private. Public, protected, and private. So what are these keywords does actually is these keywords are very, very important to give access permission to particular variables and particular methods. So when you write public keyword before any variable or method, it has having a full access. So this is by default. Is having full access means any class can access the public variables and public methods. But when you write the private or when you write the private, so access is only within the class. Access is only within the class, same class, that is called. So this is public and private. The protected is it can be accessed within the class and by class derived from the that class. That means it can be used in the child class. It can be used in the child class. So like this here, keyword public is a keyword, here the property is a name. In this function is accessed this variable, this variable. It's able to access because the keyword is public. Because the keyword is public. Then when you see private, when you write private here, see this is a private. So class ends here. The class is ending here. So here is it is able to, it is accessing, it is trying to access get details method, get details method. So it is internally accessing the variable called a name. So it is showing the error. So why this data of memory is this property is a private. The variable is a private. Variable is a private. So like that protected will be there. Protected will be there. So encapsulation, encapsulation. So encapsulation binds the data. Encapsulation binds the similar kind of data by using these three modifiers. These three modifiers. So these three modifiers plays a major role when the any property or a method to give access to the remaining other class methods or not. So this will plays a major role.